ase mosompa ne ade ya mema ye entiase no nua dose ya ne entrance yemfa nyansa ne ahoden nya adwuma e magana da masisa no pa ezumo nya ho adaje doc ene mate sen
the captain nyame adom ya be na ya ba
okre
minister was
yaso na yaso
ya be na ya ba ti visa ye din chasun ko be ma wa etie nyina na ni titru ye Wednesday crew ye chief patron the only Mami Eva Mens
Eva
Asaba Mens
yes
na fi
chief director 1
now the senior most people here the vintage Abdul Malik na say ma who resurrect engagement kakanti sure say koko yes over bounce
anka kwam na ni kwekui
and then the a lot well Agalote was also hinting some hinted yes sir.
So some defamations
yes
as woman is a $5 million
no he hasn't sued yet. It's a warning letter.
Okay. We issue it in demand
intent declaration. Okay. As a part.
Okay.
I think the people too are responding. Nipa de udin ne ubi bia o. Udin nti so bi ka se ogun udin hu fia anase o say udin a say obo ho ban. Cardinal.
Yes sir.
Ne odi agu ya pon so anopai na sre na madikan kase ye beda nyankopon ase se wabo ye ho ban na afi 2024 wono mo a ekasa ye di nyame din kansem a sabi ye binun kra ye ma ne ye te se de na Ghana e be hia ne sa se do mu si hu no ne wono mo sori ye bom paye na nyame adom ye wo Ghana asomdwe pasabasa ye ba kom yenu akokoso miamia binom ni nyina mu no 2024 abako ya wura 2025 enne ye da etoso edunum eye na eye bebre ewo nipa ya sitinam na de koso ewo boko enye na asema mi fi se ewo na bakosem na namo a mate se mampani tu na wa hwe se asumwie beba ho no mi fi se obia owo oman yi hu do na oye oman ba bia no ye de empire tachire na ahodin bia ebetumi de adi dwuma bia de aboa na ye de aboa ni titru ne wonom a ya pa wonom edi tumi ahye wonsa se wo mo na nhwe se amanwe nsem enkoso no wo mo behwe atoto ne manyina mampani afa na ototo na soafo anase osie ode wo mo ba enti adwuma ne kese na agina na ankasa ne so emprempren ese se obo modern ye nyina de but ono nko antumi nye ade se yen omanfo no ye de hu chemu bi anase ye nyina ye da so di se ye persundwe ehemfo amanyofo asofo wonu edi esumanim ene wonu edi dwuma hodo miamia nyina chetrefo ye nyinara ye de hu hyem ne ye kase ye persundwe a asundwe beba ho nyafe na me betna han mo aka bokun sensem yi na bakosem but ade ba ko mi fi se edi mu tintima pa ne se wonu mu a free boko eye bokofo se wo mu nye wo mu adwene se ye persundwe a emfa ho ne de mampani anase obi bia be ye wo Ghana ha asundwe mahoda enti mesre se wonu mu a etie me bokoso omote peace pa na sere omu nyina se yemfa atuo no nto ento na yemmo modern se ye be pre yidie ama ye ho enipa ye ku wonom no ye hu nipa ye hu moja ena nie ye de ye ma oman no sika adaje ne bre eko ho nyina no enke betumi di mpuntuo bi abre ye wo nti mesre se ye nyina ye ntachiri na ye nhwe se de eye no ebe kosu yi eno na medi be wie se soafo a mampani ayi ne se onkohwe eye atifin apriye mantem honmo no asema modi ato ase o se obetakel anase ode boko nsem no business ni so pa no I hope se mampani yi no ohwe ko elubu wonu ma wo omunchi anase omu wo dwumadie bi di e wo boko bia no omu di hu nkomo ho obekọ keta wonu ma e wo dwuma bi di e wo sa area ho anase wo munchi efiri ho anase omu wo musua edi dwuma ho no wo mu di hu nkomo ukọ kumase ukọ kintampo ukọ wenchi anase ukọ wa ba bia wo bekọ bia no boko asem se ya asem a esi wo boko a ehitafa Ghana nyina nya Ghana nko Ghana ni ba bia wo amanone sa asem yi ekoto nanim enti yen hu no sa se asem a ekoso wo boko no ye betumi aka se ye boko fo nko a but enyo mo nko a efa ye nyina ye ho yensom ene nipa kadna medase
menso medase papa anga gwamna Boko and matters are rising. President Mahama seeks end to Boko crisis, says area's peace top priority. I'll tackle Boko conflict, youth unemployment. Upper East Regional Minister designate. And then
Isn't it?
What does he?
This Mahama is what?
I'll say. President Mahama seeks end to Boko crisis, says area's peace top priority. And I will tackle Boko conflict, youth employment, according to the regional minister designate.
And I pay me shots from Kukrana. Mincha waiting for pim. Can film from Mantomofo. I mean, Mukrum hen. On my hand, Tisha. We'll find it since I mean, a man, him, and I him far. Wada or man, nano, another phone and pay for me, Chamina and a pay. None my woman, the chum. Na quick with it. Communities in kitchen that. And a pay may I show that not so we handle. Uncle Quan pay cho. Even this is ya shall say Rubber came and Kankra. And see, I feel it. That was so bad as booking. I'm there. I try queen my ye. This is as a mere album.
Book read this year and I hear.
Oh, that no bad. Okay, also, I'll queen. Hey, I'll queen him there.
Uncle Quan, I'm a Metis akweni na me.
Oh yeah. We not some na some.
But
we not something. No, kada I say mugudo na no ye but that na buy. Yaso also akweni manga zanga.
Ebi anu anya document.
Oh ya cry we.
Eh.
Nti chere mbir babuma afi yabata nanka. Na entum so kwa nana enja wa o master so boss. Over the pain, no be more shy pay.
Or coded location.
Coded. Open in you. I mean, you are not catching a friendly each other. Then a pay, German General, Messi Biara, and watching, and one fish apostle. Even though was it, I feel nice as soon as the mother could leave. It's a woman, I know the February. It's a Messi Biara, be uncle, it's your. Na ma akaye is it owura mama say bad vows to restore peace in Boko. Answer mama yeah a few observations. Nana yeah kebam kebi. For the past 1 month, 1 week, 5 weeks or so. Obi a wa hwedin ageji bia so baka no kwara. The system is very, very vulnerable. Nana ebadi no baba there. 1992 soja abanye bezin adon fidi bia kun ya nhihye de kwan bia do de san hechi na ya mamanfo no kwan enwo ma wopen na wonfa mbobade obi a wogi ne tum de obezi o ma na nyima wo tum wo jezi wonumu enwo a wo hwe won kwa nana onnam kabima mun kabia yaji tum de se yaze bobada yaze mbre ye djuma nhihye bia wono kwa do ni nyina ogina mra do na soja ban a da ma be no hwan anso to hwe ne ase nanso mo ti biara oji tum ma ye dan yan ho ma ye de kabam kabia de hyase na hyase mpo na se na onya da ogina na adu ye mpa enhu a wode ho mbogya na ho mfifiri wo kwen Ghana fo ye ti echi okro pano fande oyechin inyi bikra half a loaf better than none na ye tutu hane ya 92 o man paying that day when you baby call the 96 the 2000 na chere kanina abuma we do man do mfidu akono yakwe kotwe man na nche yinjezi de yebotum ya kọ ya dan ma wa ya fadam ye mo ya fe o man paying kufuo bo so akonfran mu na naso no so na abedo na o chere yim de yerin yim de kabima mun kabi amambun origin adam nsaba na bo hu mbazina amanfo no bo hwe na wa twa do sa mo hu mbazin so a nwo na tum ni wo ho sem oba ma gina nchen na omampan kufo ne mbedo enfia wotwe etum ni wa amanfo no nsem woso enye na ye kire imponzi ha odi ha no ti damanti ya kura kwato e ma ya dan ya de ma omampan na we yin baby ko owura tamers omampan na ebedechi owura ma amaka ho ni yim de ye yin ya zreko na mama kama aka besido den de ya to aba ba ya de pie numini a se hwapa se na obi wo wuti mu bon bi adwene bon bi de so onye wo ba yiwe fi wa de pie numi ya twomi ma wa akodo basa akodo sa di wonyo kerker busha na sana na obi abo utimu pon bi da owo na onye wo ba yiwe fi wa the pianum ya akodu say impan sauce or yiwe fi wa under the guise of thuggery and hooliganism, violence all over the place, insecurity. A man for what in warfare, what by shall want to kill you home? All your civil servants are want to warfare. All your wa kwa juma, why a gun of fire, walk a cup of baby. amanfo bɔhyɛ wɔn do kɔ offices kasa ko ka yi wɔn enwu a wɔagyapade wɔtwagye tum wɔahyɛ wɔn police asɔre a wɔahyehyɛ wɔn so bi nana yɛreboto abe so bi abɔ wa to hɔ abɔ wa kama to hɔ a mɔrkɔdu nem botum ɔdade wo nkwa fi nsɛm na ma hwa oyam ya mpanyi de se muntum sa bro sa ai ahafo wofa na ahafo police station a police fo baya nio se num esia wogina one side na embranta NDC embranta wɔtoto beba de bubu ahwehwam wɔre papa na police fo wontum enya wo hwe ne wogina hɔ a wɔre hwɛ nana owura Kofi Boakye oye commander o Ashanti region ekuro bi a woye tutuo sama okro ho nkase okakade afide yenya won hwe mamu nye mamu peda mu ye biara etumi ne mamu de man he ye de tum no so ye de bobbo oman no ho ban na embe na wetwom na apolice fo hye homantwea a wɔyɛ adwuma na kurom mbatu ahye hodon da mambe ni wetwom kɔ yamina dom na adwuma ɔyɛ ma NDC abrante bi ɔka no ho da sɛ wɔwie adwuma na nkyɛ wɔgyina Kumasi airport a wɔrepɛ car wɔrepɛ plane wɔda ba ɔyɛ nkran ma wɔbaka nsa wɔ nkran so nyamina dom so wa apawon oral health committee a wato
oral health committee be
na oral health committee mutumo so Developmental wana wade abrakwa atanu
operation recover all
oral health committee
there be oral health
committee wada abrakwa atanu
tetetia oral
mesi oral health committee wada abrakwa atanu mutumo so Developmental Opeyin Kofi Boakye retired commissioner of police na ejuma waye no ye a member of oral health committee na wadi bibi so abobada was a security task force na okan security task force no chede won ne sesiara ma omani na ne bambo owo honsem abense ya okan ho ano yin gina oye Kumasi airport a worbe dani a police for semuntumu which functional whether it was the inauguration of the former president John Mahama on the inauguration asina a police for create one barrier see a police for gina wa a bense du wa oyi barrier ya no atwatching her oyi barrier ya no atwatching her a police for gina wa why helpless worship Godfather now, a member of Oral Health Committee and also a member of
Oral Health Committee.
Security Task Force. Security Task Force.
Na bakuna mini wouldn't come with you.
And tell me your preliminary comments.
At the preliminary nini.
Preliminary comments. Nana make sure that the system is a very vulnerable one. Policing, will he react? Or reactor? He will suffer the consequences. Either there, the promotion bakechi, and what banako to baby na no yoba hold up police. Police for now, Kofi Boakye kada. Ituma wada mohon when yan won hwe mo ntom fo hodon. Boakye says ya no ye National Security Task Force. Painful who a wash your mind bambodo. A police for no situation ni na mama keke so din there owura Mahama o se nchemfia awotwe we kati fie we suade why your reflections so the bibi for forever 5 solid weeks ya to abewe a day or two. The national officers of NDC. Eko. What's often Basintele or Basintele?
Malik Basintele.
Nana ofi one constituency coalition center to another constituency coalition center. Are all threatened or ya returning officers in the course of performing their constitutional mandate, forcing them that they choose between their life and declaring NDC candidates halfway in their task as returning officers. A national officer. Nana wakwakobo ni video wa court. A national officer, Nana, taking the law into his hands. Okro oya wafena airport. Baby ma PMMC fo. Ejuma woye. Enwo na egudi ninsiesie na nan nhwado yadro ko amanade onye dom gbe ehye ho aja okra kaye wo ho o man payin dada osimfa wotwe wa reflect na waba. This is what he brings on board. Me ka be say me be sit there nana. I pray for our system. I pray. I want to have the opportunity to look into the crystal ball and see how 2028 will be like. Nana, vigilantism, to trust some na in the both sides. Why ya na? O man yadi hanu si wa manahum rabai. Emma, MPP ze yaji tumde mraba. And say to trust some. Hey, you want to eat na sa na here ye na tede agrubi ni yeridi. Na agrubi ni yeridi. Ah tede NDC. Watch perfect. I want to look into the crystal ball towards 2028. Our system is vulnerable. And I could go on with these preliminary comments and I may not end. Mahama vows to restore peace in Boko. It's a good thing. And Kobina is rallying, is urging all. That should be the way a country should go. That should be the way patriots must go. But this is a man who politicized this very matter. Who's a man? Why your man paying that? Politicize this matter. Nana, the man said, when you are Kobina Bonfe, Kabila, that's a rallying call, and that I salute him. Fantastic. The person who will not look at the color. A man, yeah. But Kobina, ask yourself, ask. This is the man who stood there on 2 occasions, politicized this matter. Yeah, a man for a bra welcome. Yeah, Bokwa, or say, Boko, as we are told, highly commercial center, highly commercial. Activities are all Boku, Merciana Boku was your niche oyen. A man for winning Boku, so or can't Boku niche oyen. Not Chadans and Kachana, no Chinica Kababi. And can't not for Chabokwa. Winning Boku. I'm sure Cobra knows this.
Yeah. 24-hour systems, no, oh, you more.
Wow. Today, Boku is on its knees. Abana Jumayafu Mpe Boku transfer. sika krabia nwa wo ye ma wo to chede ejuma bokodo enwa wo bi ho we yi fi ho school nkware hospital ni inara Owura Mahama did not consider these. Wan shade yi oyeda amanfo no ho yeye. He stood in Mboko and said that as for this party, when they are in office, that's when matters in Mboko flare up. Oman paying and says you say Mboko one crisis and or your top priority. That's him. He stood at that place and hit one side against the other. The question we need to ask: side now, or the hitting horn, will they be ready and prepared? Nti send or down no bagade a Bako is my top priority. Was deliberate, or said I had them to benefit from it, and then turn around and then talk about our priority. Nana,
Uncle.
So ya da amount for no ye oh here na. Say, look. De boko ye boku be gina na do. Yes sir nananum. Boku mpanyimfo yesam boku ye a edoma wo boku amanfa wo boku ne dem ye yan okode mo ho mo sagana. He never saw that. We hu dem lemum otumija the petrol the gudo nande wada no de boku is my top priority. We will see and we shall know them by their fruits. Nana, on this matter, I wish him well.
Thank you, Uncle Kwamina Duncan. Preliminary comment in in the main.
But those were very, very critical. Nana, our system.
I haven't said otherwise. Except said
our system is vulnerable.
Anyway,
very. In this manfu p freely into mumpe nkokroma. You know that? Nana imdama manfu p slow even if you are owom bon what's him because you cannot tell. 5 weeks at Waba 7 January to date. Your man painful. A very, very vulnerable system.
Kavira.
Cardinal.
Issue number 2 at that Keproso Anopay any AOB. Mahama picks 10 regional ministers. Eliana where Dr. Kaisel Atuba Forsen, Finance Minister designate, John Jenapo, Energy Minister, and Dominic Akuritinga Awini Ayini, on also Attorney General. And now they 10 Ababeka home. So far, saying as part of Honorable Atuforsen, Nevete, no,
yeah,
road 2 or can once or say, Yamia, I don't know about road 2, no, ever say about Afi levy and betting tax also say, and also so ye be every ho and Sembia Abba Bechini idea. I mean, to adventure.
Well, Cardinal.
Yes, sir.
Me fan free. Ya twaba we ne yi mampani na oye president elect na wabeye president wasai adinse akase ya mamra enna odi bebu man me fan free ho na beye kranka men koma chikitua bi nkohwe abaye to no 2024 because it falls in line with this aspect of the conversation. Cardinal 2024 general elections no one of the finest, if not the finest, by the Electoral Commission. Electoral Commission born home modern yaduma party polling station bia ni hono na number no polling center hono ya na ye to aba hono dodo na bro say 800. The ceiling was not to go beyond 800. Into sha ebobe say no miensa kra no. Now apart from the fact say you record low turnout ni sa nyama obabi no na nipa no woman babe to abandodo na na ya to awie. Electoral Commission adwuma wo ye no eno enko ena womo kan abanu mu bambon semu epie mu bae. The security aspect of election management I know any Electoral Commission some esesi ebusa nsem bi o na me kan sa same way e dey aba because mampani atro ama IGP say on investigate 2020 and 2024 elections related deaths any incidents binom me who said the name say your best na be kakra ntamu nie minim say be enu na wotwe ana say anya na wotwe minim say IGP a reply mampani letter na ni secretary troye no on reply so dia ye na your mama ye hu the mampani troye no me fi say be ye fair say ye be hu the IGP so be tro e de akwa mampani ana say de waye be me nwanwa say besi ne say IGP entro mampani mani hunu say 2020 the year 2024 anamo a omutu ye babi omu akwakwa atu akwakodru ene de esese eba mampani anim ene badwam ene de ebia eda so wo hokwamu anase omugusu ye hwehwemu no me fi say ebeto dwama ye nyina ye te ase a enam say mampani ahwe ye de aba badwam nti ebeboa ye nyina. It's very important. Ana eno achi no the cardinal me fi say hu ya pa say sa security failure, I want to call it security failure. Say Osha constituency BT say Teachman South, Bekwai East, Nkahan mo Ablekuma North for say South where Okankwe Central nom say Tema nipa binum timi boa wo mo ho ekọ polling center and I say collation center na aposifo gina ho na omo ye helpless, and this is the first time me menti ase wo ya battle semu ya election security management a solely police. I have a problem with it. I have a problem understanding it. It has always been a joint security task force. What happened? And to the extent say do stage be crano. And I'm happy say minister can say police for move boy who buy no. We're struggling to protect themselves. How did we get there? They were unarmed. Babi crowd there me soja ba ko a okuta tuo. Na ya kɔ so na soja yi o restrain ne ho kyɛ wa hyɛ ne ho so sɛ mi kɔ ye mi tuo yi me to a ɛno no ɛmfa ba ko ebe hwe nipa bɛ sɛ deɛ wɔ hɔ na ɛde agu fam ɛyɛ dan ne ɛkɔ hɔ bi efiri sɛ yanhwɛ na yanhu senti ɛba no saa yɛ kɔ yɛ nim yi no ochina ye nguba bia ye tehwe ya ahwa na ya se ate ahwe bio ye danyame ase se esi se de sisi yen se ebinum ansoso amana nkoye se afa mienu ana afa die won mudi ba besia ni na ya posifo anase ya sojafoɔ ɛyɛ helpless in the process yen na nyame asesa na yen na wɔn so ɛhyɛ wɔn so no yen na wɔn ase kadna very important na de me kɔ sɛ enema bia akɔso na eguso ɛkɔso bi ne de wɔ he minister boss kakra me de nsɛm na mebusa sa kuo na yesi ye friend no ora no I don't want to mention the individuals that compose of or that make it up the mandate that sa kuo no itumi ye den mi hu krata bi e ba out minia Felix Kwachofo si na ne sa sha se ora no dwumadie no bra ye appointed attorney general no ebeba na wie ye I read a statement to that effect. Me kai so say Owura Prosabani so issue statement say one mo na nenam eno kwa de na nya kuo bi o ka kire wo na manyokuo NDC for say o mo na nenam sorry nkrofo offices no ne ade ye sebi akatim sem ne ade no wo mu nyina no wo mu nyai cardinal ubeje di say a state institution one more almost from junior staff and almost junior staff and yes almost from junior staff almost almost done amanyuko NDC eko frame meeting with their senior management eka say omebu akonta kire wo MD no de wanko ni deputy na koye okoye obusa almost na de na muye almost omuye transition team as a transition act no microphone can you. It doesn't give the president-elect any power or authority to set up any body. Yede mrabe ye adwuma ye mfa mra nya adwuma. Enti sa oral na enam sesia yi no. Cardinal Mathieu mramu ayi akuni ni pa te se amia mi pani madafo lawyer ansasare. A obusa nsem se ni tumi ya odi ye adwuma no wo oral no amunamu amoye no. Tumi ben na mudi ye adwuma. Whoever they are. Tumi ben. Is it a commission of inquiry? Emra ben na chichire wo mo. Say a committee set up by the president Tumi krata ben. Executive instrument ben and omudi ye adwuma. 3. Cardinal and someone wo mo kan fa nkrofo ho no. How are people going to repair the damage when it is proven say someone muken enyampa? And why na sabi within the principles of natural justice? Ya bua no for abrayanti na no. Na sa committee no, do they have the power to even invite anybody? Do they have the power to move about? Now if they are moving about even with their own means, some state institutions, any state responsibilities, duties are almost yeno. A day to me and almost yes had yeno. Or before be a friend of Shadrach, Meshach, Lockridge, and all can't say, say, right is right, wrong is wrong. You cannot be wrong and feel right about it. Sidney Rittenberg. We in China 2019 ya okotsna China American journalist no can say be or say the doctrine of arriving at democracy through dictatorship is wrong and will always be so.
Kabium.
The doctrine of arriving at democracy through dictatorship is wrong and will always be wrong. It's an anathema to anything democratic. Enti mampani o yiyi na so afọ de and mame de mesrega no fo nyina yenya botrema no ahyasie wapao asoafo miensa a wo mu key ministries wayi aye regional ministers edu out of edusia there was a convention say normally vetting no eya ye ma bre kakra ma ye ndu omanfo ye wo obi ho nsem kan bi a enke de bekọ appointments committee nanim na omu de busa. I think that part was waived and I said yamfa nya adwuma because hwe bra omu converting here the public could not have sent in any AI and then some omu busa also bibia nkyere say obi kura free the public at the assembly ko down omo emo kae and akwa say some aye busa kete kra wo no wo hwa minority for no na omu busa nsem mu aye akese pa omu ya adwuma I me hwa ni mu say say aye oman adwuma na omu ba be yi ehu be hia say wo mo aye pa wo mo say de aye na bribia no ye be nya kwan aye sade no but again to the issue of ayisa you from example ora I don't want to because I don't want to dignify some of the words they use there. Do you see the danger na na ka say uti loot ase
se kakra na o chire me ne dia meti ase
professor achire no
eso we professor
we professor achire no enti se obi ka se dibi ye loot na te se ye wie asipoma se krono akoso na e friend krono de Ghana ha anya bia hwan ne wotumi se oka se obi abokro no na ye krono die ni enye ko tope enti ko na mate a mode sa di na to so no mrani fo so wom de mu ye e de mi busa wo ene mo mra no ene se de mu siti ase fa no esi paya na de to so bio ene se kwan ben so ena mo be fa age de mo si eye krono de a mo mfa nko asani bia nko kan ye no
se echire bi o mo de be court
Cardinal achire me kan prempren asem
some me titi said there was what be as almost say omo boabo asa ne ma nyina no na atene general no ba no de ma na adwuma na emre
na re attorney general no na so e wono on ye ni tumi a ye ni ayi womo a wo ayi friends ay tumi e waka de police IGP dent na ma mampani atro no say ono na onya investigations about and I say onya hwehwemu mfa ne ma bia office ankoyi mesre mpani wakasa bi omoka no say brebra ama nkamani ama mesre pani say wo munko manhia no munko sua asasem no na se kire ye pentem so ye pentem sa o my Ghana ye pentem so ye pentem sa ma ye prepare ye ho enko tu mampamrika ma ye prepare ye ho enko tu empo ye seachi edi moja tuo na eba enya de papa na Cardinal meka say so far wo mo e call ade appointments committee animi mia minu pani Dominic ayine attorney general designate me bompa say ye begina tum asemba kon kan ho ma me ne nya adwene eye defend na o defend saadi ya maka ho asemi my brother senior right is right and wrong is wrong. You cannot be wrong and feel right about it. Saint Augustine no can say an unjust law is no law at all. Adia enya no na enye akwapem fo say adia enye na enye sa shortcut in them yeah prayer ho akwan. Where are we rushing to? Enti mesre Cardinal mesre bium ura bi kofa aboa bi ba de ba fie mpani a wo fie ohu ye no omo kan say hey aboa ba na wakofa ba fie yi o ya se aboa bone o so da bi e kraman ba enam se ni hunwi ene ne nsane ade osa no ese kraman ba de anti aboa nyini o hyase eda ni su ene ne ban adi no na fe de aboa na ese o ye kraman ba no wadane aboako wadane aboakro no a oya aboa bone no de okofa no ba ye o wo mo etufu ayanti o wo mo ekasa hu o wo mo efo aso o cardinal efo ya se no na aboa no adane aboa bone a odi de enye me de masem no ba na wie no pese me kan asem bi wa ha cardinal tie I coined the deifying slogan Nkrumah does no wrong. Nkrumah never dies. Now Providence was showing me how transient and futile was political power. Unquote. This is Tawi Adamafiu in his book by Nkrumah's side, The Labor and the Wounds. And now ubetuma akase tumi abedi hunsem ene ubetumi akase o man na ho di nyina ye wo nkwa wo dia ifa ubetumi asusu kra se aba ye tu ye ye ntu aba ema obi enya dodo saada wo ho kwan se obekasa nyina ye wo ahyase bia wo na wiye ye wo mfitiase bia no e wa wiye intimi de mesre o man na ye kyekere ko ba ku bia ni hono an nko betumi aye ni ye da ankwankwa bia ni hono an nko betumi aye ni ye da mampani mahama the last state of the nation address then as former exiting president 2017 January 5 no can say the office of president is like running a baton race. I have finished my stretch and I'm handing over the baton. Baton no, we are say any nyame, the nyame beye. The awode man no, on one side the baton na breo. And the man who tells you say, dachi, emunsem, nipa yenim. Yan kai say ya wobofu bi. Na enyom adiokunu dumienu no o say yenhunu ye nakai nyansa akoma kadna medase menso so medase doc eza
another no eji enyo ha papa na de kwan de hanyim
e kwan se sia no
kwan de nzi
e kwan be si 10
me pa ni
as much as you can reduce under your possession.
Which has been done solely.
Okay? Masama ba owura Kofi Boakye do.
Ade why dey?
Mempeda makaya amanfo. Mbibia police pain nsama ba momai nasa otwu Kabila ama Adamafiu ne quote na Bible odi sedo mfia na onye mfia pimo ura mama ura Kofi Boakye okuje to ablakwa mfia na onye mfia pimo obaba wabra wonwompo nda wokanda waba nana wo manyim owuro Kofi Boakye mo ba na mamanfo wo fam kan mo ye no kwar nsama wo kan fa papa hu police officer very solid one anytime, any day, I'll be up and off of my heart for him. Juma, oh yeah, especially in Greater Accra region. Solid. Kufu Banaba Domobaba, yeah, Director General, Operations. All over the place. In fact, regions were seeking for him. May Kofi Boakye be transferred to our region in order that he comes to suppress armed robbery and other related crimes. Solid. Man, na samabay. Woman. Today, Kofi Boakye say, or a member of Oral Health Committee.
Oral. Member of Oral.
No, Oral, no, enuma sama. Oral Health.
Onya them.
Oral Health.
Onya them.
No, what they abra kwata no. Muntu say
Debi enko baby apesa wo kon Debi. Mahu baby akora enko.
Oral Health Committee.
Enko. Debi Oral.
Let's look at the institution.
Oral.
The body.
It is where you want to go, where I want to go. Where you want to go, where I want to go.
But
it is not personalization. I am only reminding them that the Mawanga Saka there and Adam Mafio's quote. Those words, very, very powerful. And then again, the biblical quotation. I am only sending it to them. Then, Nana, Kabila, you just said there, on what basis do you say loot? When you would have indeed sold the image of others, and they will not have the opportunity to overcome Wasa. Kabila, you just said this, correct? Yes. Yeah. And that means that we must give them a reminder.
Sure.
The things they went through. The Oponglo royal family has issued a stern warning. You may be asking where from this. This is a story on the this is Otek FM online. January 14, 2025. The heading is Oponglo royal family warns Oral Health Committee team against invasion of their lands.
That story now no Chronicle front page, you know.
Oh, okay. It's even here.
I know Pekra, no Mudi, and no Oponglo phone didn't come over here.
Oh,
just before you came.
Okay. I read a portion of it. The Oponglo royal family has issued a stern warning against attempts to invade or forcefully take over their lands at Shashi, around East Legon, in the Ayawaso West Municipal Assembly in the Greater Accra region. This comes following an alleged incident involving some National Democratic Congress NDC party individuals under the disguised operation of Operation Recover All Loot, Oral Health Committee. The group allegedly stormed the 6-acre land premises in Shashi, around East Legon, in the Ayawaso West Municipal Assembly in the Greater Accra region without provocation. According to the regent of Oponglo, Nisowa Okodai, Oko Odoi, the colonial government acquired the land and later returned to the family after the Supreme Court affirmed the ownership in 2019. He said the land has been leased to a private developer. Leased by themselves, owners of the land. Leased. When we decided Kubaka octopus stretching their tentacles everywhere. There's one reporter, what's Weke Janwa, impact private developer, we raised wall around his property. Now the report, Richard Ura, Kofi Boakye, Richard Womubu wall, na so what shall say Womubu wall now. In Pakun be most maybe a police officer and a lawyer of.
Do you know this for a fact?
Oh, no. What? I mean, I am telling you. And again, this platform, Kwame Sefa kind of platform, oh, na yana assistant, the credibility mamwe hold the body. Never. Na mangasa quiet is not in my character. That don't onto them. My baba tna we free kasido. Mpimpima abai obi kabila obi ngata joro yedede. Onko chika.
Ga kwamna.
Mpimpima wo te wo yi. Make them story am making. Some you have text messages, so I'm sure. What's my bro? Hey, bia link no cry bia was my bro. Owura Kofi wa chire there. Wo mu wallet. Na wo se wo sha tiri bubu na. Empower you no pay. Solid police officer. Highest level. Had potential to be the IGP. Lawyer of some good normal of years standing. Solid. On either rumors. On either wabe yenwado. Inti mayepen yenge. This is a private person. Wa fakwan papado ehu. Assassin ranuma. We lease zaman or the development. Zabwa or Mangana. In the name of Oral Health Committee.
Oral.
Masa. Na oya a chronicle na sunaim han apart from Oponglo Royal Family Story. Share a course of her Intertech Iconic Enterprise petitions police to probe demolition of buildings. I'm sure under the same guys. Oral Health Committee. Embra. What you know, what the two home, what the power home, and number so what you know, my way ye worry yet. And if you are 4 years, it will come, you will not even see it. But, Nana, in all of this, it be so there. Owura mama, nenyo daze hunna, os wenyan oni. Ose waka tine fie mfa awotwe we kosua ade nenyo daze hun oni. You go back to Ekumisa no so form ose National Security Task Force. Nana sako mbrekunyin a. Ko Article 84. Na say flowing from this constitutional provision, you also have the Security and Intelligence Agencies Act 2020. It's been modeled on this provision to provide security for this country. Na manka wadarum manka a constitutional provisioning na manfa of Security and Intelligence Agencies Act so mfensoro embra queen iyi mo bia ni tumo bia wo say ya jajo say ya empio say ya hono minister itumi e ha no shiba 84 no say na man shall simple 83 also there shall be a National Security Council which shall consist of the president, the vice president, the ministers for the time being holding the portfolios of foreign affairs, defense, interior and finance, and such other ministers as the president may determine. Such other ministers as the president may determine. The chief of defense staff and 2 other members of the armed forces, the inspector general of police and 2 other members of the police service, one of whom shall be the commissioner of police responsible for criminal investigations department, the director general of the prison service, the director of external intelligence, director of internal intelligence, director of military intelligence, the commissioner of customs, excise, preventive service, and 3 persons appointed by the president. Then you go to 85. I jump for purposes of time. Go to 85. I say, no agency no agency, establishment, or other organization concerned with national security. This is the constitutional. Also, no agency, establishment, or other organization concerned with national security shall be established except as provided for under this constitution. None, except as provided.
So this may go under the exception.
Which is what may go under the what exception?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Sir, okay, constitutional provision in or say no other body except under the
constitution.
And under the provisions of the constitution. And the provisions may be now.
In the security task force
exception.
Under the
yeah.
You can be that diabolic. Nah, framed.
Oh, but Madam Fubi a fan I'm wanting. I may send me a message. I be me and no person me a diabolic.
I'm Martin.
Mentesa.
Framed on the basis or premises of this provision is the Security and Intelligence Agencies Act 2020. National composition national security, and here in this act the provision goes down further to the regional level, to the district level, and see it's now extended. Saba Act no suda. The National Security Council established by Article 83 of the Constitution consists of functions of the council, functions of the National Security Council now. No so the constitution na cha ohan. Na act so che de obi for free ni ho, at for free bi ni ho. Ah de botum abobo aja e be kada ho na wo hwa o man na bambodo nothing, none like that. Obi also we akofie mfia awotwe. I can reflect wasting ade. Where do these persons, where do they fit? Who are they? Strangers to the law. These persons who purport to constitute National Security Task Force. Who are they? Nana Wumije. Na Rokona ba. Na kafa bibi papa ba. Amafe insia na ko. Nana ne 120 days. Or social contract. 120 days, that's your social contract. Nana yan social contract no
as part of it, within 14 days, he will fully constitute his cabinet. I don't know.
Question I said to that man. What answer so? Yo, Cassie,
Uncle,
the only cardinal, the whole world, only cardinal, all radio. Nominate within the first 14 days. Today is Wednesday. Potentially working days. We have tomorrow and Friday, and then Monday. And then Tuesday to be 14 days. As a
but a lot of things can happen.
Nana?
Say Nanopa. Yeah, sorry, now name's regional ministers.
Nana taught. Nana, share. In painful, I bet this are some today. I go so bossa of Yanapo. In painful, Wakade. Sir, Miminde Guaso Baba. Miminde Gwen, so Baba. Are you Shefida?
Say appointment and all say.
Oh, Nana.
As I said, so that you get it right.
Nana,
it's very important.
It is not for nothing that the elections are held on the 7th of January, 7th of December, and you are inaugurated on 7th of January, one solid month.
American vote on November, but inauguration.
You know, he has virtually finished with all his appointments. You know that? He's done.
Or long time.
Nana, he's done. He's done with it. He's done. That is the essence of that space. And you would have worked with these people all throughout. You should have known and penciled them. Especially so, Saba, 1 year honeymoon. And you came back strongly rebutting. Then you will hit the ground running. Now with the thought procedure, that be, you have had a minority leader already out there tagging your nominations as a thought one. I thought a bro can't thought. If you have something up your sleeves, Nana, it is also for the people to know so that if they have anything, you have no time. You are a one-time person. No time.
And you think he's not aware?
Nana, then my one Kazakano, what I says here, what the room, Ako social contract. The social contracting for 120 days, and then the 90 days, more by year. The ministers also within the first 14 days, the complete list of cabinet ministers will be in place. Complete list. What is the issue? Are there roadblocks? Is there no agreement? Nana, these names must be out there so that persons who may have any issues against any of them can raise them, and it must be timelessly. Only in the parliament, so what your nominations now? You have the clerk or so issue a statement. The memorandum from individuals from the public. Obia or Bibi war. And you remember, President Kufuor, the stream of memoranda was the parliament against individuals who had been nominated. Nanakaya, President Kufuor, especially the second term. It is all part of the democratic exercise, democratic governance. So that if there will be any issues, controversies, they could be dealt with quickly, and for you to have your team in place. And if you have anything up your sleeves, you can begin to roll them on. It's 1 month now, not 1 month. What was he doing? Why no great you? 7th. 1 week tomorrow. 1 week was yesterday. Wait, when you have given a clear indication of a certain social contract, 1 week the Accra ministers thoughts. Regional ministers also Nana, your representatives, and that is good also so that they can also be vetted. They will be in place, and then 6 March especially 6 March they have to take charge. As I mentioned, I remember ours was in February or so. The president wanted us to quickly get approved, and then we'll take charge and ensure that things begin to move.
Appointment in February.
Yeah, we're done in February. Accra had been dealt with, virtually done. And it was in the tail end of Accra, then we came in.
What do you mean by Accra?
I mean, Accra, but he has gone to the regions. That's not bad. It's good. But even that one also quite thought. Nana, a certain indicator of look, my is serious. I don't see in this whole this type of appointment here or other banakoko. No way, Jack come. I don't see it all. If you were even an 8-year bound president, and I would even recommend you go faster than this. Let alone 4 years. 4 years. Nana mamifu na chi mambra oya enwa wanyo kwa parliamentary. Atu forcing I wish Ghana well. I always will pray for my country. And I go back. If you Google, you go to the net. At first, in the period of Kufuor and Akufo-Addo, once MPP is in office, Atufo has never wished anything good for Ghana. In fact, 2017 thereabout, now small kind there. If you go there right now. One time I came here, I brought some of the things he had said. The net doesn't forget. I say Akufo-Addo na brethren, and 2017, 2018. A comma on my buffoon. And when you're away from Oche 1981 famine are you from? And he said it with no basis, nothing. That in his mind, in his heart, his prayer was that it is not NDC that is in office, it is some other party. His wish was for this country to go through hell. No more statements. I tell you, when anybody have such poisoned mind, because it is not them.
Why will you refer to that as a poisoned?
But there must be a basis for anybody to say that this country will go through starvation, will go through that we have never seen before.
Perhaps untrusting of one now by the day, but and so. Are you right to bet me or not?
Why then? Don't I also have the right to say that this is a poisoned mind? Don't I have that right? He has the right without basis.
It doesn't mean that we're wrong. It doesn't mean that also we're wrong.
Make a pronouncement based on certain basis. That this basis that looking at the rainfall pattern today, or that the last 4-5 months, how we have gone through and all of that, and also seeing the agricultural sector, not seeing any major policy so far, put all the pieces together, then you may come to a certain conclusion. So but when no basis at all, you say because there's a new government, or mine, I want to come, a come about the year, 81 crampo yet. Isn't it only a mind which is poisoned that this can come from?
Kabila Musubekato said you are looking at the reality from only one side. So it makes you positivist.
Let him look it.
No wonder you are the positivist.
That's right. I'm sure from the other side.
So he is being a realist, you are being a positivist.
I have no difficulty at all. No. There must be basis. I must take your story and have basis for saying what you have said. No basis. And I'm telling you that on your one occasion, I urge as many who are listening to me, just Google and so.
What is solution to Mummy and Muishi? And one is a Mummy and product and compare product.
That's why I said I wish Ghana well. I wish Ghana well. Yes, I wish Ghana well.
So wish him well.
I wish. Look,
I'll give you opportunity to pray. To pray for him before you leave here.
As an individual, but I wish my country. I wish Ghana well.
But the person who wish you wouldn't have to man force in well. The Nansan obviously
it's part of Ghana. So if I say I wish Ghana well.
No, but I want you to single him out.
Haven't I wish him well?
No.
I wish Ghana. I wish my country well.
I want you to wish Ato Forsen well as the finance minister.
Without basis. As a minority leader, the extent that you cooked Oforiatta in Parliament, the extent impugning wrongdoing as a minister, because where the minister used to be, virtually all successive governments in going to the bond market because of their expertise, they have used them. Virtually all successive government, whether NDC, MPP, once they wanted to go to the bond market, because of that company's expertise, they have used them. Your point is that when there's a new government that I am now a key player, that expertise which that company has is no longer there and cannot be deployed. when there's no basis, you have our two forces in Parliament. Cook this minister. There is only interest. His only interest in going to the bond market is for his company to benefit, to profit. And some can say about individuals without any basis. That's why I said I wish Ghana well. Now it's a Nansama our position. Okay. As a Talbot, he has always held the position, held the view there. It was Omaya Ibodu Talbot and Kasa Wasodo, Nana, and it's always been a very harsh experience for me. Anytime I've had to come from Cape Coast and Mabu to Accra.
If you go in the mother,
na Ibodu
Kaswa.
One on your Kaso moment, maybe I was the Sakaswa.
Wait, Jack Kaswa. In between, wait, Jack Kaswa.
Nana, a bed by 2-3 hours, sometimes, na a cotia 1 CD. 1 CD. Cotia 1 CD. And so, I saw line assemble between Cape Coast to that point. You may have spent about say 1 hour 30 minutes, 1 hour 20 minutes. Yet, from that point to the toll booth, 1.5 hours, 2 hours. And I think that point, that position he held, was a sensible one. Was a sensible one. Look, I do not believe there in paying road toll. I must also be punished to stay in vehicular queue or traffic for 1.5 hours, 2 hours. It is senseless. I am ready and prepared to pay it in some other form. If, say, Nana, a certain mechanism be, modern day technology be, baya, motumna menya, bibi, abomakarima, mo credit wado, nana moduana, ena, by that system. Say 1 city in order mutio, 2 cities in order mutio, 5 cities in order mutio, ena, what's home? Without me having to stay in traffic for 1.5 hours. It simply does not make sense. But when he was in opposition and lauded the idea, now today, double speak. Now today, as minister, he says he's going to reintroduce the toll booths. Are we seeing them? Are we seeing them? But Nana, Azibiara, no kwando, or man yabaye, was one some in impa. And Kamba no so, no your boomko. Sir, or what they yadam, na yashaya the bois, ye disessie. Or man, na quaya yafada, ya pedo ye na. There must be no issue about it. But there's issue. There's madness, forgive me, quote unquote, that you are going to bring the toll booths back in the form that we have always had. Then, Nana, we both share 2 cities, 1 city. We both share even 10 cities. Even if I were to pay 10 cities, will it be worth the time for me to stay in traffic for 1.5 hours to come and pay even 10 cities? Will it make any good sense? But you see the contradiction here. I am not bothered. I am not worried if the toll booths were brought on, but it will indeed expose us as people who are not thinking if we brought the tolls back in the form that they are. But if we could quickly mobilize and get today's technology. I don't know. Make it a mobile phone. Na say unity you do muntumi ya call. It means that system na obom card mun some on top na mudu ha mutwema on yeye. I will always ensure and then announce them.
Start here.
It makes it easier. I have no difficulty about that. But there I am only exposing him for who he is. Nana Kofada as he levy ne budget was baba oya betting tax ne budget was baba oya car emission levy ne budget was baba obey ni fuel. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. But I wonder whether in coming to Parliament whether he consulted with Owura Mama. Owura Mama, I'm sure either after his inauguration or before inauguration, he was talking about something else. Nana small kind there. These are levies which are part of a program that are banned on IMF, on wire. So our hands are tied. Nana Somiche. Therefore, don't expect us to remove them, but to rationalize the taxes. Rationalize. Now he's talking about rationalize. I don't know what goes into his rationalization. So he's saying one thing, then the minister designate is also saying another. On the same minister, when the finance minister announced, and I'm sure it was the president who had the occasion, I don't know whether it was the finance minister or the president, to announce new cocoa price for farmers. Atufosin said that hell must break loose. That buying onye ekwafu oye cocoa ekwafu onye nzi wono kwado aban nso se na toto abra wo wa bema se toto ho a ondu ma ekufu ado na aban baye ondu ne fompo. The people who were shouting from the rooftops, them aban ma wayen onye ekwafu koku ekwafu enyu ndi ne ye abra wo wa bem sadza wo ye de toto ho a ondu ba biara. On the strength of that, then I say 3,100 na what the ma ekwafu sika onu ohwe world market prices a odo ekwafu han odo oye over 6,000 a odo dam na ekwafu koko ekwafu 1 second. Now he appears before the committee once as designate. He is able to remove levy. He is able to remove car emission tax. He is able to remove betting tax. About the payment of 6,000 cocoa farmers, he is not yet in the ministry. He has not yet become the minister. Nana, are you here?
Me too, pa. Me pesa udisi.
Nana, he has not become the minister. He is not yet in the ministry. He doesn't know what is in the ministry. Yet he says it with all his 5 fingers on his chest. They are saying, okay, I say, some papa, na ma one kasa catch ready na there. Oh, yeah, cocoa farmers. Ma buying, ma wait for me, other mahon, ya no quadra. No, do my 6,000. On say, so already me and my minister. If you don't do ho, let me to my account, baby. Na,
if you crack around the same.
Make case do. Ah, na na wa miro.
David, remember so we call.
Women say yeah, loving you call.
But remember
the whole of this year.
Pacho.
Another round. But remember so. Come so.
Mapon.
What, masa? Yaba my here kasa and the paper my breakfast.
What's that as every night?
And the paper my
breakfast coordinator not to you.
Oh, you don't put on here.
On the to you.
Yeah, you breakfast yaba.
Pacho. So Pacho, you have done. You have done.
I don't know what. Missy. Yeah, we have breakfast.
In fact, you started discussion 8:40. You started discussion 8:40.
Is that about 8:40?
You started discussions 8:40.
No.
Ampa 8:40.
Oh, you're close to 9. Yes, I think it was 5 to 9. 5 to 9. This same designate.
Yes, sir.
What's I buy an issue or the buy. No, here or your school pong. The marble, a cocker guarantees. A struggle, we was of no be a new ya buying you po. Ne to me be more guarantee a more. But what struggle, mobile will be a yamo. And Sunday to the car says snitch loan. The Boko school. If you are a shasser, you Juma, na shassing a teacher, na grant us on some what on. I buy no, but wait a minute, no. That's the way your grantors are not just school no call ye. Yeah, or your loan, no one should share for my head's by Nana, it to me na equal in here grantors. If you are on the Juma Mount Obia anytime ya. O papa be yedmo baby, o ma be yedmo baby, o sister be yedmo baby. On Chadaman to Manco University. Imoba was so. Enya my other band, oh yeah, first year, and the first years are about to go to school. Year so, Nana. The universities are about reopening. First years.
Oh, so we're in the budget in May. It will be too early.
Nana?
Yeah, it will be too early.
Nana, Ekufuado got into office, and that very year, the opening year, which was September.
So January to September 9 months.
No. Opening
and
year.
January to February.
No. In fact, one abana yede to one on yedi suson. When the Ekufuado came in January, the school was not reopening or the school was not starting the academic year. The academic year was starting in August, September.
Sure.
And the Ekufuado did not say that we have just come and that.
But to be fair, no, between January and September, and January, February, there.
No, Obiara na basha no shared, and I'm sure they didn't just sleep and got up the next morning and said we're saying what we're saying. They knew the university calendar. They knew when the universities were going to reopen. They knew when the first years were going to go. They said it, and they would not have just said it out of the blue moon. I mean, those who advise them on educational policy, they took all of this into consideration. Nana, it is one of the reasons I'm sure that somebody who had turned 18, and you saw the advert, Nana, you saw the advert on this promise. You saw the advert where a certain lady had gone to visit a friend and was talking about Oyanaba Oriboko Senior University. Aya Samaman, Quia, New Banboko, also, Mesro, Mahama Nishana, other band, another band. Sonia Massa Obape, Wakolano, Qua, says a Chinaba, Wakolano, Qua, Nina, free. That advert is there. And it is, I'm sure, on the basis of that as many of the 19s and the 18s and the 20s went to the polls and cast their ballot for them. And that is the first year they are starting. And let there be no excuse there. To be fair, it is fair. What is fair here? Now, Minister Parliamentary now will be sent as someone. Then I say, Masama Mokama, Onam Duman Coffee, Menson Getisi, Ogoto Abadamam, Ekufuado Ashon, my way senior school free. Yamina, the most of about the university one first year, or you free. Na, or to that minister, a candidate, Onozozi, Uncle do ministry, Onya minister. Na, Onyi Mofi, or with your ho, Chawaka cancer and Sana. Are we seeing them? And Adam Rakade, Emilio, let me wind up on Oya Jinapo. I was going to go further to even the Attorney General. As for the Attorney General, very solid rock. I mean, solid. Ayene is solid, except that some of the comments he made was comments about the judiciary and then also general
legal, so before you overrun the app,
when he had one time been a deputy leader of the bar, knew all of those and the comments he made about general legal counsel and all of that. But very solid.
Okay,
professional track record, unimpeachable. Very matured. All fronts, I score him. And so I was going to go there, and I see in the papers talking about what do we call it? District and regional tribunals. What I always find is level. In the constitution, you have regional tribunals, 3-member panel tribunals. They couldn't find their level. The court system is operating. It's all well. What is it that he has found that is missing and which necessarily must be filled by the tribunals he proposes?
The
issue constitution, regional tribunals, or a creature of the constitution, or a part of the judiciary. But operating the judiciary, for whatever reason, I don't know, they have never found, they were in operation. There are certain cases which the regional tribunals even handle. For example, the case of parties, if we are Ogafa, Obedazamwa, Nisike, party Sikama, also Shannon Pass Mokoki. That was a case which initially was handled by the regional tribunal, except that somebody raised an issue to that it was not one that had to do with the state, and therefore it was unconstitutional. They were handling, and how they fizzled out, I don't know. But that notwithstanding, court system operate. Except that we still continue to have some improvements. The things that we can do you delay, say if you want to make those are the things I'm sure that Attorney General must avert his mind to. But he says that district tribunals and regional tribunals, he's bringing them. I don't know. Maybe it might be too early to want to jump the gun. We will hold on until he comes up with those proposals and see how it goes. But John Jinapo, he says you people misquoted him. John Jinapo is your brother. So I must not proceed.
Oh no, go ahead.
Nana, the journalists saw him. He was sitting by Abuja. Okay. It was Abuja who spoke first, and the matter was on energy. I said, "Oh, this is."
And that's on fantastic crowd.
Also, some na nka kan asam na emide me chief whip me coming some for baby can basa trada
wankasa.
Oh, but Abuja does his character.
No, but what wankasa?
Everybody.
Wankasa.
Chief whip, everybody. He does that.
No, if that is your interpretation of his character, no problem. But one can be a walker.
That's one is in parenthesis.
Better you should have brought that earlier.
That's right. Now, someone I think I count it. Paddy Obama side here. Paddy Otter. Paddy Haley spokesperson. Oh no, the minister no coffee. Actually, I can't do that. Yet if you weigh him now at the bar. Join you put him on yet down. Oh, yeah, in San Trofuna, what Troy, what no. He spoke to the entire world.
There,
we heard him say it.
There.
A trot on your happy. So be the second, said you're new to cry, and you're Betsy Bibi. On your happy. I'll catch on what I say. And there, Material. Many me are fine. Many me are fine. Many me are fine. President, why no greeting? So many me are fine. Many me are fine. It happens to me. You're happy. In fact, I'm sitting on tenterhooks. On yet that man what you man now cry with my carbon, papa. Nana, we watch him, we listen to him. That's it. Omani na.
Then you fine.
And you see, sir, propaganda. I say, President Mama asked that question during the transition. Say, oh, Nana. As the President Mama asked that question during the transition period, I was asking myself, the transition, the president were not part.
Yes.
Were the president part?
No.
Granted that he even asked that question. To whom did he direct that question?
And what answer was given?
What? Oh, PhD. No, say, your friend, 5 hours. 5 hours. Don't fear them. The entire country will be plunged into darkness. And then you go to Parliament, they put the question to you. He said you were misquoted.
He was appearing before the House of Records.
Before that one. Before Ghanaians is on House of
Records. House of non-records.
Kabira Munda, one of Papa. Say, oh, Mamina Hena. Since last round, my baby, Mamina, we are my Samba.
I Cardinal. What was Minister? Who did the chair? The fancy element.
Oh, the internet also bought me my report.
Oh, me, that mama can't be.
The fancy element.
Coffee dressing.
Angry. Mohammed Okanye there.
I saw that, but it's
angry. The Kabila Okanye there. Etui, and you're comfortable.
But Cardinal, let me sharply disagree with the minister. It's a disagreement, but to give another dimension
on
there's hope. Media, you see the principle of Srewenyano, and it's you won't kwano, you are there. Now, 1995, I think during the second inauguration of Bill Clinton,
it was not inaugurated 95.
The second 97, sorry. Then my angelo, me that's it. Thank you for. Oh yeah, can't point B ahead of a day. Now lines be a me found or say each new hour holds new chances for a new beginning. Each new hour holds new chances for a new beginning. Nipa said ye tibiano quite da homa ye say ye din sachra beba ye ni yoye ya brabo ye ya na mutu nyina mu na de ye me den say ye united on the fact say Ghana say di o man say ye say gu nyina yiti so eti medical ama aswafo ayapa wo mu nyina trinkwa. I congratulate all the appointees nominees now who appear before at the appointments committee no. Now Cardinal me pese me dey madwene call parliament kakra. This new parliament, the 9th parliament of the 4th republic. Numbers na wo ho any say the city no. Me catch majority side, ni minority side ni say you have the opportunity to present to us a beautiful parliament. Don't fail us. Now, both leaders of the sides, they should go and study the answers of the parliament, the second parliament of the 4th republic.
Who are the majority leadership? Who are they?
Majority leaders. Say minority leader.
Majority
are to forcing.
And Amakofibua.
I am majority leader.
Only Amakofibua.
He is a majority leader. If he will change tomorrow, we don't know. But presently, I'm talking about now.
I'm saying there.
He has been nominated as a minister. He's not yet a minister.
Oh, Master.
But he remains the majority leader.
I mean, we have talked about the law, what the law is. Let's stick to that principle and that argument. The majority leader in the House of Parliament.
We are likely to see replacement.
It can be changed if he becomes a minister of state. Is approved. No, or executive no more.
And he could continue.
They are approved no better no ako.
No, me say he could continue to be minister and my.
No, he cannot hold.
No, so we are likely to see.
Yes.
Okay.
And I say on condition that he goes through.
Goes through.
Yeah, he's sworn in as minister.
Kabila me tamazon.
Nana, Mr.
The parliament, the second parliament,
1 hour.
the second parliament, the second parliament of the Fourth Republic, quality debate. Norman Sanko Hansard, the 1951 Legislative Assembly. Wow, Hansard, beautiful. Me say one more.
No, Omunko
share
the 8th parliament in so.
Dabi. It is not my kind of parliament. I've said it here.
No, T.
My verdict on that parliament, and I'm praying that
you don't get it.
The speaker will not repeat his conduct and running of that 8th parliament in this 9th parliament.
Kabila, you don't get it. The entire person say so that they learn from the mistakes and some of these things they did.
Yes, I know
because the 8th parliament was a parliament that should have never existed.
That's why you are the cardinal.
Oh, Charlie.
That's why you are the cardinal. The cardinal.
But for speaker, Unim say prior to his nomination, I came to sit on it. Let me tell you out here. Openly, I said, some head send we see conduct the 8th parliament now. Enumponua na as a hang parliament, Now we are here outright majority. Now I did not believe that he was the best person for this parliament.
Minjindi, but send a make no. So, but said obey biani na yeshe. A public office. And now me pesa minia ayi apenyo marking
minority leader.
Aye. Uncle Pe
or micro minority leader.
Uncle Pe book be a friend the lion of the Senate. When Kennedy rallied the Democrats in a GOP Congress.
The lion of what? The Senate.
Lion of the Senate.
Okay.
It's on Ted Kennedy. The last of the Kennedys. This 1997 U.S. Senate. Sir, Bill Clinton was president, but his party was in minority in both the Congress and the Senate. Ted Kennedy was the leader. He did what J.H. Mensah was doing in Ghana's parliament. Uncle Pebuk no kind. Now, parliament for members of parliament it's true. Woman arising through student politics. Our woman quote parliament to move say a extension of student politics of sensationalism. Hey, showmanship, no. Learn. Power can only be transient.
Let's give them the opportunity to learn. May I say, James Kwabena Jr. 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Haven't given you a whole hour. The 2 minutes is very fair. And you that mama 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes. Got phone never come out. Yes, I come out.
Cardinal move. My kind of credit. I did. Yeah, we're out to 11.
They've been patched.
Conduct here very well.
Next week, God willing, I can give you up to 11. But this week, the amendment 11.
Oh.
This week, the amendment 11.
Now, benevolent to grab when you're the moon. Maybe benevolent to grab no yet.
In fact,
I me a bomb by my family about them.
I don't go up on it.
Mempometti have been into Omra.
Benevolent to cry here.
I can come in. Memeti have been tea into Omra. When you mind him, that means tea.
Come here. Oh, I chat to you.
Me baby kakra. Me baby kakra me dash me. Ka dance don run to you man. Ano to ya mo kana sama. Nana. Ya to abo. Na Ghana fa cha hwaju. Anangwa.
Sa pepepe.
Ne we members of parliament.
Sa monko fie na monimu yo.
Okay. And I'm watching this or there. Members of parliament, where do you mean by it? Members of parliament, where do you mean by it?
Kabila na ye best offense student of politics. Omuko shemra.
Okay. Ewo owura mama. Na small kind there. Our members of parliament are only yet. One, there's a governance issue there. Two, he's pointing out or money the one on you obey bibin. No way truly members of parliament. I say, our members of parliament are more you want to put it.
No, Sebia, a honor. Regarding appointment any other because
exactly.
Or no team can say onim the your friend say
oh you more you want to
say parliament any anything no more.
But then if so what the man say now he will not even utter those words.
No so our parliamentarians over
or the man say now that's why I posed that question to you earlier. I mean you are not getting the link. I'm saying that governance issue in fact that's where these are three arms of government. They have their distinct, clearly spelled out roles. That for the legislature, their job is to legislate. Now, what? Opina, Ossi, our members of parliament are more yet.
Okay, but I'm to be so as them.
Oh, what may be, sir?
Constitution is say, na point when non-fast saying free parliament. 2 thirds, can we like 2 thirds?
I had 2 thirds.
Majority. And the majority, no, they say, or the member say, 189, as in, or the member 150 MPs in Bukrano. Or also promise 60 ministers. And so
permit me to hear me out, and then you will come to a certain conclusion.
Ne side no nim de odebe o do so do
ma onyi obaye adwuman
obetimi de bi kwa mamulon
oh nana to me na man mo we so akara je wotai
betam na so me ma 2 minutes asompo
an NDC an NDC member of parliament president mama ni nya bibi o yin bayan o ya sankwas or your waste pipe. Every constituency there are a NDC member of parliament by the things that Owura Mama can say yimpan also yimzo yet. Now what it means is that for those who are worthy, the point is that menya mo p nti dodo no pomnyim da madere ye nti wo oba fa hon ye wo a he finds them worthy to do something with them enwa onya bibi onyo bayan it means that they are not worthy indeed and they do not by his estimation qualify that anything can be done with them. It's say your constituency today on this big platform. In your constituency, that's a woman member of parliament NDC. Sir Owura Mama. In your bibi amendment 1 year. Not today. Oh yeah, the member of parliament in them constituency, one member of parliament in or your sankwas. More the member of parliament in or your waste pipe. He is somebody. Owura Mama cannot do anything with. Now, governance issue there. And Sana Messi from Kra. Into the market today. That when he is finally done, with his thought appointment, he is finally done. All who will fall outside, by his own words, they will constitute those that he doesn't know what to do with them. If you have people that you don't know what to do with them, by necessary implication, it means that they are sankwas, they are waste pipes. So today, when all is done, those who will not find anything, it will be in our right to refer to them as sankwas MPs, waste pipe MPs. But governance issue, Nana, what is in the mind of Owura Mama?
How will you know?
Because Nana, sir, Owura Mama tasi there. Oh yeah, mbeshebegum. One number one assignment. Number one. That's the first thing. When they went to their constituents, when they mounted the campaign platforms, They did not tell the constituents that, look, we are going to become ministers. So you cannot. No person can go and campaign on a parliamentary candidate platform and say that, vote for me to become a minister. None. That's the number one thing. Every member of parliament, the business you have before you, the constitution cuts out for you, is that go to the house, the member of parliament, legislature, go there and assist in making laws for this country. That's one thing. If per the arrangement I work, per the arrangement I work, the man paying and burning channel there. And I remember the I want to say Nansu, and she said, "Yaman won't quite." Then you pack one and send to Manhattan. Uncle Pony, but to my fabuafu. The most of fabuafu, sir. I am man down. Oh, yeah, in paying for our parliament and man down, which more. Impo, yes, there. Why wafu number for horn, sabah for bra. Manusia on people shabagum. That is a bonus. If you are a member of parliament and you get that call, it's a bonus. The number one thing for you is that you are representing your constituents. And yet you have a awesome power training. Wako, Waka reflect, we send the baby, Waba. This is what we are seeing. And I can see you are too aggressive. You want to be. Okay, I sack myself.